Hey Leo, I know that it has been a while for you since you have had a reading from me, but I'm going to read you from these playing cards today because this is what I have on me. I have some Lenormand cards on me, but you know, those, I'll only use those if I feel like I need to use them. Otherwise, I'm just going to lay these out and read them the normal way that I do. I'm at Hudson River Park right now in Manhattan. I'm at Hudson River Park right now in Manhattan. And I'm going to read this card. These three cards that just popped out. And then we're just going to put them back in. Okay, so the first one that you got is the Five of Clubs. This is talking about Saturn and Leo. This is, you know, karma, maybe, you know, competition, karmic defeat. You might be feeling defeated in some kind of way. There might be a commitment that you may be feeling like you're feeling defensive about, or you may be feeling defensive about, you know, what you want or what you need in a commitment. The Five is talking about conflicts that teach you, you know, things that you're meant to learn for your own best. You know, for your own development. You know, the Fives are really talking about challenges that we face that we really can't run away from or we can't shy away from. So you just might be feeling restricted in terms of what you're able to create for yourself and, you know, your will and what you intend to create, that type of thing. So you might be feeling some conflict within that, what you're able to build for yourself, you know, stability. There's conflict within, you know, your stability and you sort of feeling passionately about gaining stability again and not allowing other people to influence, you know, you in negative ways that may bring you out of alignment into what, out of alignment with what, you know, your purpose is. Or out of alignment with what you are, you know, intended to do divinely, you know, what's been divinely guided for you. And then you got the Two of Pentacles. This is Jupiter and Capricorn. This is talking about, you know, a great sense of awareness and also the expansion and the growth of responsibilities, right? You might be feeling like you're making very important choices based on what you feel like you have a responsibility to or towards. The twos do talk about something having to be revealed through communication, and it might even have to do with you having some intuitive mindset, or your intuitive mind is inspiring you to make these choices that are based on real life things, that are based on you gaining stability. This is almost kind of like teetering energy. You're trying to balance something out. You're trying to balance out your finances. You're trying to make sense of that. And, you know, values as well. Understanding the value within something. That's what you're also looking at. And then you got the Ace of Clubs, which is talking about, you know, new beginnings and initiations, potent energy of, you know, opportunity, perhaps. And this is also kind of like the awareness of what your purpose is. And this is kind of you like using your intention as a resource, right? So you're being very intelligent and you're being very resourceful in terms of like how you are responding or acting, how you are asserting yourself. You may be asserting yourself in a way to deal with a conflict, to try to put some missing pieces of a puzzle together by way of balancing out your, it's a balancing act, but it's a balancing act that deals with stability and making risky choices so that you can get to a place of feeling more stable. Alright, so let me fucking shuffle these cards up again because they were crazy. They just like popped out. I think I have a few more. See, I was a little bit shy about shuffling out here, but now I think I'm fine. Oh, okay, so there's another card that popped out for you, Leo. And this is the 8 of Wands. So this is messages and communication coming in fast. That's going to help you get to a goal. It's you realizing and understanding an opportunity that's going to help you, you know, push past maybe some weak points that you may have. It's going to show you, you know, what you're made of too. This is kind of like understanding when an opportunity presents itself and you taking, you know, a risk and making yourself instrumental in allowing the opportunity to really become something. It's an 8, so it's related to the 8th house of secrets, transformations. This is a power play too, so you taking this opportunity and really grabbing at it could show you a sense of power that you probably needed to, you know, be reminded of. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle it one more time, and then I'm gonna lay some cards out because I feel like these cards keep popping out. They keep falling out. Okay, there's another one. You got the 7 of Swords. So there could be some deception, and there could be some betrayal, and there could also be some, you know, occurrences that made you feel like, you know, your best interest wasn't being considered in a scenario. This could be someone trying to get away with something by way of secrets or you know, sensitivities, emotional sensitivities towards misinformation and not having the full scope. This is you wanting to achieve a sense of balance in terms of, you know, what you understand and what you know. This could be you having a lot of questions that can be answered or that you would like to see answered that would help you get past this point of being conflicted in your mind. It's almost like you know what to do, you know what you need, what decision you need to make in terms of this, but you still would like answers, right? These answers could be hidden from you. You know, they could continue to be hidden from you because it's the moon in Aquarius. The moon is hidden things. It's evolving. It's, you know, it's kind of like an icky feeling of mistruth and also trying to come up with your own truth, right? And how you relate to not being told the whole story, perhaps. Because the moon does talk about a story being told through evolution and also through empathy, through feelings, you know, a story being told through the feelings. And also the 7s have to do with victory and wanting to move forward and understanding what the truth is. The 7 has to do with harmony and relationships and balance. So that's also something that you're considering, that you would feel more balanced if you were to discover, right, what these truths were or what the lies were even. This could even be saying that just count your losses and keep it moving on in terms of like not knowing everything, because you're not going to know everything right now. Time has to pass, right? It's a 7. Saturn is exalted there, even though, and Saturn also rules Aquarius, and Saturn opposes the moon in the chart, so it definitely could have something to do with time and discovering things over time that are going to help you move past a point that you felt stuck in your mind and that you didn't have a clear perspective on. Yeah. Now I'm going to put it back in there and I'm going to shuffle one more time. Actually 3. I'm going to do the normal what I do because those were like so like extra cards that popped out. I'm trying to be like very, you know, non-biased. I have Venus and Leo, so, you know, I feel like maybe I'll find some messages in this too. I'm gonna shuffle one more time and then I'm gonna cut it and then I'm gonna lay it out. There's that 7 of Swords again and there's the 10. So the 7 of Swords could be the reason for the ruin of something. You know, it getting to a point of completion, taking a risk in leaving something right behind, wanting to start a new change of focus from this completion, right, based on the downloads that you are receiving from the lies and the deception. Okay, here we go. The down went down. This is a weird setup here, but I got them. Okay, so in the present for you, Leo, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is Sun in Capricorn. The Sun is talking about your will to create things for you out of sheer acknowledgement for, you know, your own purpose. You know, it's like, what is your purpose? The Sun sort of like reminds you of what your purpose is, and the fours have to do with intention, self-declaration, things that you want, things that are stabilized, things that aren't changing. It's a form of completion. So you have understood yourself to be your own leader in terms of building things for yourself, because the four has to do with the Emperor, right? And that's Aries, but then it also has to do with home and family and the mother, and that fourth house energy of stability and emotional security, right? It's like you gaining financial stability is going to help with your emotional security, and it's also going to help with your ego, and it's going to help with your confidence in yourself. You know, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn just went retrograde, so this is talking about karmic debts being paid off, and you may be having to go back and see where some work has to be done in terms of karma that you have built already for yourself, because this definitely has to do with the awareness and the focus and the intent to build. Okay, and you might be feeling a little bit stubborn in terms of what you're going to compromise on, because this is a card that doesn't really want to compromise on anything. So you may be feeling like you don't want to compromise, feeling a four, right? You come to this place emotionally of feeling, right, like you don't want to compromise on those things that you feel like are givens. You know what I mean? There are certain things that you feel like definitely need to be there for you to feel emotionally secure. And that has to do with money, finances, time, energy, effort, application, learning, and applying what you've learned. You know, it's a four, so it talks about are you being receptive? Are you being closed off? This is a closed off kind of feeling, you know, that is going to put something down and open itself up when the time is right. That's what we're talking about here. And it could be in terms of money and everything too, you know. It has to do with, you know, the mother as well. Time, effort, energy, value, home value. That. Okay, let me keep going because I'm at 13 minutes already and I don't want this to be too long. I want it to be like 30 minutes. Your challenge that you're facing is the Two of Pentacles again. So this is the Four of Pentacles and it's the Two of Pentacles. They're both Capricorn cards. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter in Capricorn is talking about, you know, the growth of something, the growth of the responsibilities, and the growth of the opportunity to understand more about money and finances, and, you know, sharing also. This is a card also of reacting emotionally to, or being emotionally reactive to one's financial situation that has grown and it has concerned you at this point. It's a teeter-totter, so you're up and down. You're feeling a little bit up and down here. Also, there's something to be revealed to you. You might be picking up something intuitively on, you know, what it is that you need and what it is that you need to do based on what you need. Or you might be figuring out ways to make money based on something that you know that other people don't know. You might be having a plan already set in place of how you want to start making money on your own that may not have to do anything with anyone else's business or anything like that. I'm watching dogs play. You know I love dogs, so I'm in heaven right now. Let's look at your moon, or no, your sun and your moon. Your sun position has the Jack of Hearts, and that's the That's the, the Knight of Cups usually. So the Jack of Hearts is talking about Pisces energy, adaptability to change one's feelings about something. So you are aware of a shift or a change in the feeling. You need to fulfill or satisfy something inside of you emotionally. You could be also offering parts of yourself to someone to help them heal, or you could be offering, parts of your, divine inspiration to your actual physical person so that you can heal. So this is talking about you definitely self-healing, meditation, all of those types of things, visualization, definitely, having a responsibility to oneself to cleanse yourself of energy that may have been toxic at one point. This is also letting yourself see where, things can change for you, and where you look forward to them changing for you as well. It's Pisces, and it's a little bit of Aquarius as well, because it's 1/3 of the sign before it. So you want to think about how your perspective has changed, and how you are projecting that, broadened perspective onto the fabric of your life, so that you can see what it is and what it can be. What are the possibilities that you can have in love, and in, just kind of like loving oneself again. This is kind of like you offering those things to yourself that you know that you need, that you knew that you have needed, me included. And this could be with, just rekindling loving relationships with friends and people that you are familiar with. And people that you're familiar with that you maybe haven't seen in a while. Or this could be people that you don't know at all, right? You could be dealing with a Pisces, right? You could have some very passionate feelings about a Pisces, or an Aquarius, or someone with Pisces, Aquarius placements. The Knights of Fire as well. So this has to do with a little bit of alchemy here, with the mixing of the water and the fire. It's how much of each of these elements are you putting together to get what result, so it really is a very sensitive card, and a very sensitive feeling, and a very sensitive placement to be in, or particular energy to be in. Okay, so you're kind of like mixing things up and seeing what works for you and what doesn't. But it's like you feel emotional about some things, and you feel very fiery and passionate, energetic about some things. You feel kind of part of you is yin and part of you is yang in this scenario, in this energy. So it's almost like you don't know. It's like what you feel and what you want to do are different, and that kind of is bringing you to a place of not knowing what to do. And that could be why this Two of Diamonds is here as the challenge, not knowing what to do. So you're just making a bold decision so that you can get yourself to stability, so that then you can make good choices. When you feel more stable, you can make better choices. Hello. In the moon position, you have the Eight of Spades, and this is talking about, Jupiter again, right? So it's like growth and expansion is very important here in this scenario, in this witchery, okay? You could be dealing with a witch in this situation. You guys are worried about breaking free of something that you felt you were held back by. You were held back by a prison of, just your mind. Your mind was like a vault, and you were what was being held in that vault. And your willingness to express what it was that you were, you were being called to express, was being stifled by, how people would respond, how people would react. How are you communicating? You're feeling there are strengths and there are weaknesses within the communication here. And there are strengths and there are weaknesses in your mind. and your ability to process your thoughts in a way that is efficient, right? Because the 8s are related to the Strength card, and that's Leo, and it's talking about efficiency, but it's also talking about prowess, and it's also talking about, you know, essence, right? The essence of something, right? It's like the essence of your mind is being, you know, challenged by, or your mind is being challenged by your weak points. The weak points in your thought process, your psychological process. You know, your psychological process has been weakened, and you have built a fortress around yourself and around, you know, around yourself with your thoughts and your worries. You know, you need to let yourself free from that. Absolutely. It's like you definitely need to just like see that things actually can be better once you stop worrying so much. You know, set yourself free from the worry. And I think that's what you're doing by making some bold choices here. You're seeing that some things actually need to change for you to feel better, and I think that that's what you're focused on. In the past, you got the 5 of Wands again. So the 5 of Wands, you were conflicted by something in the past. You know, it had some karma attached to it, some commitments, also some status quo things. Maybe things just didn't seem the same way that they were, you know, that they were at one point in time, and you feel conflicted by that. You feel like there's some things that you have misunderstood, right, based on what you believed before. And, you know, that's making you feel like you're at a loss for, you know, really having the answers. You know, you're questioning some things. You want some answers. You are, and you're passionate about finding these answers. They have to do with matters of the heart and your spirit and your soul and your identity. You know, and what it is that you value. Yeah, you're getting back to understanding what your value systems are. You might be reassessing your value systems, okay? Yeah, I'm getting like storage, unstorage. You might be taking some things out that were locked up, or some things, you know, it's like wedged. You were feeling wedged, and now you're doing something about feeling wedged. Instead of feeling wedged, you want to feel more stable. You want to feel like you're stable, but you can move freely within that stability. Absolutely. Because this 8 has fixed energy, but then it's Gemini, so that's mutability. That's the ability to change quickly. So, you know, you can change this way that you feel and how you have evolved to think these things that aren't true about yourself if you just realize that you can break free. You know, you can go in many different directions with this. I don't know why I said that. But let's look at your anxieties. Your anxieties are is the Jack of Diamonds, and that is, you have anxieties in being able to process things, to succeed, to get to a product or feel productive. You have anxieties about your productivity, and it's almost like the worry about how you're going to be more productive, or how you're going to get help in terms of helping you produce more for yourself. This is also talking about, you know, processes of learning, and maybe being intimidated by a learning process. You know, I feel like you definitely could ask people for help, and, you know, definitely embrace that help. You know, you might even think about trying to do some work, finding a job or something like that, new work. You actually are even looking for some guidance, right? You want some advice that you can use. You want some advice that is going to be pivotal in helping you achieve some kind of new stability. Ask questions, definitely communicate, because the anxieties are tied to the moon, and in the moon you have a card of you know, communication and needing to communicate more. The 8s are talking about breaking past, you know, a point of feeling, you know, psychologically damaged or, you know, psychologically weakened. That doesn't make you feel as confident to reach out or break out of this place that you put yourself into. Definitely ask people for help when you need it, and not just financial help, but help in terms of like pointing you in the right direction. And this could be you having anxieties about how you're going to help, right? In the Mars position, you have the Ace of Spades, which is talking about a change of focus in terms of your will and what your practices are in terms of doing what you want. You know, you could be facing some new truths about yourself, right? Mars, the self. Ace of Swords, truths, focus. Also, you could be asking the right questions. This could be you expressing your opinion. This could also be you finding out the truth about something and doing something based on that truth that you find out about. This could be you gaining clarity of yourself, you having clarity of, you know, your person, and now you feel like you have the energy to make choices, right? When you are presented with choices to make. Yeah, it's talking about also being divinely inspired and doing something with that. What are you going to do with this new inspiration that you've been given, or that you have sort of initiated yourself? You should be inspiring yourself, right? I feel like you are dealing with self-inspiration. Also, the Ace of Swords, or the Ace of Spades is up. Okay, yeah. So this could also have to do with, you know, focus on the self. Maybe you weren't focusing on yourself, and now you are, you know. Or maybe you need to focus on yourself, and you weren't, right? That could have something to do with it as well. You weren't focused on yourself, and now you are. And you're starting to uncover some things about that. Or maybe you were feeling like, now I need to focus on me, because I wasn't. Some of you aren't focused on yourself. Some of you are. In your Venus position, you have the 5 of Cups, so some of you could be feeling feeling like you are losing someone, or you are experiencing a loss of something that you were once committed to emotionally, something that you were passionate about, and something that, you know, you felt like was going to really be a part of your reality. You definitely are being tested emotionally in your relationships, and you are being tested spiritually. You guys probably knew something in terms of, you know, intuition. You probably felt something in your relationship. It's Scorpio, but you didn't want to admit to yourself, you know, that you could actually believe what you were being divinely guided to believe, right? Because it is a 5, and it's saying, you know, not listening to your inner ear, or not, you know, allowing yourself to believe what you know is true, right? You know, it's like you were committed to creating more out of something that you were really spiritually tied to, but you lost something. And now it's up to you to reassert, Mars, yourself spiritually, Scorpio, and try to regain some kind of understanding of what you have left, okay? Because you definitely have something left that you can still honor and value, right? Because a 5, honor and value, Hierophant, institutions, you know, something that you can still honor and value here. Energy moving forward, King of Cups, definitely transformative energy. You yourself are transforming. You got some Scorpio cards up in here, right next to each other. 3 Cups, 3 Pentacles, 2 Swords so far. Yeah, outcome, energy moving forward is that you're going to gain some emotional maturity in terms of your perspective in love. You know, you may not know what that is now, but it's saying in the future and moving forward, you're going to gain some ground on your perspective changing and opening your eyes to more wisdom in love, right? You're definitely going to grow in terms of what you know and feel. Okay, and you're not going to let your feelings get in the way of, you know, your perspective, and vice versa. Right. We got some planes flying over. I don't know what they are, but, you know, they're in formation, honey. Also, in the future here, you have the Four of Wands, so that's talking about completion and success in the completion, and being able to see how something has stabilized. So something will stabilize for you in the future, and it's good because you made the choice to consider what it is that you needed, to apply yourself to get, and what are the lessons that you learned, you know, that type of thing. You have some mentorship coming your way by way of different people that you can, you know, rely on. And it's this Ace of Swords, you know, what's your understanding of how you can use, you know, things and people, ideas as resources. You know, because the swords can go any direction, especially the aces. The Ace of Swords can go any direction. So, you know, just having a fresh perspective is actually going to be very helpful for you. That's kind of like opening your mind to things that are going to come in and influence you while you're going through this karmic transformation. And, you know, Saturn and Pluto are in your 5th house, Leo, especially Leo rising, of is it the 5th? Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, 6th house, I'm sorry, your 6th house. 6th house of, you know, everyday routine, your everyday routine changing, your motivations changing, how dedicated are you to your everyday and what you implement, practices that you implement every day, so that's changing. You know, those structures are changing because it's Capricorn, so it's talking about structures. And then it's your 6th house, so it's talking about structures, you know, adapting to structures changing. Okay, and there's success to that, within that. At the top of the reading, you got the 7 of Wands. This is saying that you need to definitely stand your ground moving forward in the future. You're going to be tested. You're going to be feeling like, you know, things are coming at you from all angles, all directions, and it really is just going to be about you keeping your will and your wits about you to be a fighter. You know what I mean? And you're going to see your way towards victory. You know, you're going to be emotionally affected sometimes. Don't point the finger too much, because it really is about you and your confidence. It's not about how confident other people are in you. You have to show yourself, prove to yourself that your confidence in yourself will get you to a place of, you know, expressing your will dutifully through your actions. Okay, darling. I think that was kind of like very real. And you got the 6 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, which, you know, that is a card talking about success. It's talking about completion in a sense, and this is like, you know, the acknowledgement from other people of what it is that you have brought to a situation that everyone is benefiting from, because, you know, it's related to the lovers. It's an understanding of what has transpired and how have we got here and what are we doing now that we are here, that type of thing. And it's you celebrating a place that you have arrived to, and other people also celebrating this arrival. It has to do with travel because it's Jupiter, and expansion, and it's how are you expanding yourself, how are you expanding your will, and how are you expanding, you know, in terms of how you see yourself and how others influence you and how you influence others, right? You're seeing like success in that. And it's a 6 of I'm sorry. Drinking too much coffee, got a white nose teeth. That has nothing to do with me coughing. I'm just looking at myself in the camera. 6 of Wands, that's pretty good. So, yeah, you know, no terrible cards here. I mean, there's no tower or anything like that, but you guys did get the tower a couple weeks ago in the weeklies with the Magical Dogs Tarot. And that tower moment has happened, and now you're experiencing, you know, the aftermath of that. Alright, Leo, definitely like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, I'm Providence Tarot. I'm NYC Kendrick. I'm Kendrick NYC, and I'm also the Tongue Pop. I will leave information in the description box so that you can donate to the channel and you can book a reading with me. If you'd like to book a reading with me, also email providencetarotkendrick@gmail.com. I am going to get out of here because it's going to start raining. And I will talk to you guys later, Leo. Bye. Love ya.